Shit's real when the fandom finally gets caught into another drama involving critiquing the fucking shit he has on hotel fandom. Recently, a creator was being bullied by the. I'm just at this rate, this joke writes itself. As far as I know, the creator of How to Not Write a Victim of Abuse was actually genuinely trying to do a dick skulls of everybody and talking about their trauma and basically giving an actual educated, perspective as a victim themselves. But the next thing you know, the entirety of the fandom came out and started being very rude about it. And you want to know something? Angel Dust is a piece of shit character. I don't like him. And you want to know why I don't like Angel Dust? Well, usually I could say everyone else says, oh, he's awful, he's a terrible character. But there's like 6 reasons. Yes, 6, not 10. 6 reasons why I don't like Angel Dust. And in the support of the creator, I'm going to tell you guys, all the fans, the stands, the idiotic idiots that make Hazard Hotel their entire personality, and I don't want to hear people crying that I make DBZ my whole personality, because I don't go after people that dislike me or dislike my show because for no fucking reasons. So let's do it. 1. The try-hard fan standum. The standum tries to make it about the fact that Angel Dust is a victim through and through, when most of the times he's victimizing others, and usually the sexual harassment is played for laughs. And when it happens, we're supposed to be, oh, poor Anthony, he gets essayed by his boss. Like, how can you be tone deaf? We're supposed to feel something about Angel Dust basically, being, essayed. But when it's written by someone who doesn't know how to fucking write a complicated character in general, how are we supposed to feel bad for this guy who talks a lot about wanting to get a quick fuck? Every single fucking personality trait that's put into Angel Dust is over hyper-sexualized to the point that you make it believe. And the point is, I think in a Masquerade, when Husk calls him out on his fakeness, I think they implied also that him being a sex addict freak is a part of his personality and fakeness. That's kind of concerning, because that doesn't even get looked as well. Considering that he's a victim himself, wouldn't it be, necessary not to victimize other people? I mean, for fuck's sake, it doesn't look well. It doesn't reflect back onto us as a society, as us as victims, because people don't understand how harmful this is. We already have people, and the funny thing is, you can be a victim of abuse and not turn people into victims. I don't know how to stress this enough. Child diddlers always give the excuse that they were abused. And you know what happens? That excuse does not hold up well. Angel Dust doesn't need to fucking push his weird behaviors and fetishes onto other people while also being a victim himself. It only goes to show show us as people who do this. This is sex pest behavior. 2. Vivian Raff. The unprofessionalism when it handling story arcs that were supposed to be on the side of Angel Dust and empowering him failed. Reason being that the story arc is being handled by people who fetishize the abuse of a victim, rather than being out of the way and approaching it with a more detached way. The entirety of episode 4 could have been commentary, but instead it became a joke of an episode with 2 musicals that are nothing more than bringing down and making victims uncomfortable. 3. Loser Baby and Poison did nothing to the story. Loser Baby, this is going to be very controversial because I know fans are going to lose their shit because it's a Husker Dust classic, when in reality it's bullshit, and I'm going to explain why. It's a useless addition to the already shitty soundtrack. There's like 3 soundtracks I liked out of them all, and you probably could guess which one I like. And only provided us with the fact that it's okay to be a victim and sell your body. It's okay to feel like a slut. It's basically telling you it's okay to be I know this is going to be very controversial because I was saying, oh no, because the thing is, it's negative. It's seen as negative in the show constantly. It's always brought up on contention that it's showing him that it's okay to be a victim, even though it's okay to be a victim, yeah, but like you have to heal. Instead of telling him he needs to be his own person and heal from trauma. And you want to know what's wrong about that? It's telling him by someone else who's being held by a leash, a former overlord, the same guy that basically sold people's souls and gambled them away because he wanted more power. You're getting told by a former overlord, another who has been, in the same shit sandwich or whatever. And the worst part is, it's extremely tone deaf because As far as we know, Husk wasn't abused at all. He's just being held on a leash. In a similar fashion that Alistair and Angel Dust are. They're trying to compare Husk's personal background to Angel Dust, which doesn't mesh well. But if it was Blitzo and Moxie, it would have been understandable. But Husk and Angel Dust has nothing in common with each other. The only thing they can they have in common is that they're both bitchy people that get into fights over pettiest reasons. They don't have anything in common, and yet I love the narrative of opposites attract, but neither of them are gonna, be the ideal relationship. They're just forcing something that happened. It only serves to breed people to depreciate someone's self-esteem. It's seen as empowering and great for Husk to belittle someone who's already been kicked down as, shit. Everyone in this episode was unlikable with the exception of Serpentuous, and on top of it, everyone was OOC. They were OOC to force a conflict and BS resolution because they needed a cute Husker Dust moment. And don't get me started on Poison, the very song that tries to be Addict but failed tremendously. Poison's animation was animated by a weirdo creep who probably had his hand somewhere else, and I wouldn't even put past it. And before you come after me stating that I'm victimizing an SA survivor, Raph had stated numerous times that he wasn't a SA survivor, and that he was, or something like that. He confirmed himself he wasn't. I'm saying that Viv and Raph are both weirdo creeps that need to be checked. Also, both of them need to be checked into because their conversations with minors. They had a conversation with a minor. Not like a sexual one, but Raph was saying something weird, creepy to a minor, despite the fact, in my honest opinion, unpopular opinion, if you know your fan base is comprised of minors, if you are aware that your fan base is comprised of minors, don't talk sexually to people regardless, even if they're in the fandom. Treat everyone as a child. I've been saying this for ages now, but it's need to be said, because at this point, when you talk to them, if you're aware of their, the amount of ages, aware of the ages in the community, then you shouldn't be talking sexually to them regardless. Busy Pop's casual denial and hand waving is what made me believe that there's something fucking weird going on. People can be creepy towards minors without knowing their age or with knowing their age. It's a gray area if you don't know their age, but it took place on Twitter. If you're on desktop, it shows you the bio of the person on desktop, so there's no excuse. And it doesn't take 1 second to click on someone's profile on mobile. I don't know why people are making it a contention or making it out of politics or whatever to not just to admit that you're being creepy to a minor unintentionally. Raph, instead of taking accountability, he took the L and deleted everything and left the internet. And the reason why I say left the internet is because people that were involved, like Sam Miller or somebody, I don't know, some rando that was involved with the Hasbin Hotel, went on the record to talk and say hello to people and mentioned Raph point blankly. Sam Haft, who I used to have respect for, basically begged the guy to come back. How can you beg someone who storyboarded rape on a who was a rape apologist and a rape fetishist on a fucking episode meant for rape awareness of a character that you're supposed to like? She's supposed to come back from that. He essentially got too cocky, showed his ass, and then fucking fled when the fucking mob came after him for being creepy. He's not going to come back if it suits him well. You can change the narrative how you want, Stans, but it's not going to change anything. He was creepy to a minor, didn't own up to it, instead decided to delete everything like Kumo and leave. If he wasn't guilty of doing something stupid, then you shouldn't have deleted everything. This is the type of behavior you expect from weird people to do. And before you say, but he was being harassed, you're gonna get harassed for talking weirdly to a minor. That's the territory. If you can't think before you say something, then don't say it at all. At least a boulder would be better to talk to, because at least it won't fucking talk back to you and make you feel like shit. And let's go on the topic of weird, creepy things beyond that. Like how the fandom basically doesn't know when to shut the fuck up and listen to victims that actually have more fucking input than them. Most of the times I've seen people basically dismiss other people's worries and misgender them and do all sorts of shit, even though this is supposed to be an LGBTQ plus friendly community. This fandom is not LGBTQ plus friendly if you guys gotta be fucking weird about it. You misgender people that are critics of the show. You misgender people who have been slighted / abused and mistreated by Vizzy Pop, because at this point they're public enemy number 2 for the cause. You have no respect for yourself if you don't have respect for people that you supposedly are. When you're in a fandom that's LGBTQ plus friendly, you signed up for being LGBTQ plus allies. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad somebody is. You have to respect their pronouns and their gender neutral pronouns, because unless they're actually faking it, then you don't. But still, you have to respect them even if you don't like them. Alright, back to the point. Plank Roman has good vocals, but he's trying to be Michael instead of his own person. There's a lot of things I could say, but this section of the song is up if you want to hear it, which I'm going to do that right now. 4. My ex liked his character, and he's a piece of shit. My ex, known as D, was an abusive, cheating narcissist who spent most of our relationship flirting with my then best friend, who's my boyfriend now, C. He spent most of the time doing it in front of me. It's not the first time he's done it. He's done it with other people, and allegedly by C, he made some rapey comments about him. My boyfriend, I will not say anything in respect, had bad history. I had bad history involving family members, and for someone to say all that to someone who's a victim is gross. When I left him after a while, he went on Twitter on the burner to harass me and my associates while spreading false allegations and using my mental breakdown as a way to say diddle kids, along with screenshots when I was still a minor to prove to everyone I was a child diddler. What does this have to do with Angel Dust? Because he constantly referred to Angel Dust as a femboy spider, and knowing I was sexually abused, it made me increasingly uncomfortable. He and the fandom only see Angel Dust as a gooning material, which is why he's written to be overly sexualized. He isn't a character that's deep and enriching. He's someone for people to sexualize and demean. He's not even human himself. He also had an obsession with Unknown Spy's stupid sploot character, for which is a trigger for mine too. 6. The roleplay side of them, especially underage kids, weirds me out. They have this weird sense of judgment about them that comes from along with being an Angel Dust stan. They often try to make it to where they're uncomfortable around you while also portraying it as the easiest character. And finally, 6. Angel Dust is easy to write and not complicated. Every single shit is a cop-out. They write Angel Dust because it's easy to make jokes about his body parts. They write Angel Dust because it's easy to rewrite canon into making him a victim every fucking time. I'm saying Angel Dust can beat Val. It's easy. Everyone down there has some sort of ass pool where they can somehow magically achieve Super Saiyan bullshit. Angel Dust, by that logic, should also fucking take down the V's. But no, we need more liberating moments for him to feel empowered and putting the sex back in sex worker. This is why I hate him as a victim myself, and his writing a standpoint. People aspire to be like him. Victims look up to him. No one should, period. The worst part is that he's supposed to essentially be, empowering, but he's not fucking empowering. He's completely stupid. He's often depicted as able to do things, but somehow those things don't come into play. It's literally the problem with every single one of Vizzy Pop's demonic characters, with Stolas, with literally everyone. They had these one-off gag moments. I don't know if they're gag moments, but they're considered a part of the main cast and considered, a part of it because they have this power that they don't normally have. Like when the plot convenience, it's called plot convenience for a reason. They all of a sudden, in moments like this, Stolas has extraordinary power. But the moment when he decides to not use the power, he needs someone that's literally leagues below him to help him. That he cries out to the void in order to help him with situations that he should be logically able to do. He's a fucking powerful prince of the Arshgoesha, yet he needs someone literally two tiers at the rock bottom to help him. This is BS and constant annoyances when it comes to the fact. And at the end of season 1 of Has No Tell, during the finale against the exterminators, Angel Dust showed great strength in the final battle. Where was this energy against the nigga that you don't like? Oh my fucking god. I know I'm being very weird when telling this guy to beat up his abuser, because honestly, this guy was supposed to be a crime boss, for fuck's sake. I mean, I get it. People who are very strong can become abused themselves too. But it's stupid because Angel Dust has seen him able to take down people. Even in the pilot episode, he was a badass. He wasn't a sad sack of shit that was degraded. He was able to clap back. He was not apologetic in the pilot. But now, he's become a spectacle and a shell of his former self. He essentially shedded his skin, his scales, whatever the fuck spiders have, and became a fucking laughing stock of the entire fandom that needs to use and exploit. The reason why I'm very harsh in this criticism is because this is ridiculous. There, 1 minute you can't go ahead and say 1 minute this character is a sexual abuse victim, and the next minute sexually harasses everyone on the fucking screen. This is not how it works. If you want to make a meaningful sexually charged, I mean, sure, people cope with their sexual trauma by being overly sexual because they're trying to take back power, but it leads to making people uncomfortable, and that's not a good thing. Is what I'm trying to say. You can't just sexually harass people as a means. It's always used as an excuse for these type of people, which is bad because people don't like that. Using that as an excuse guarantees a lot of people. And the thing is, I know most of y'all stands have been around in circles with problematic people. But I've seen you people ironically call out people for bad behavior in other fandoms because I know some of y'all, I don't stalk, but I look around and I see a name that sounds familiar. I go on there and yep, sure enough, you're a fan of Hazbin Hotel and defending this. You go around, you are fucking aware of what's problematic. You call out this behavior on other people that is not in the Hazbin Hotel fandom. So why can't you call out Vizzy Pop too? This does not fucking mean that just because Vizzy Pop has some sort of power, she's not fucking Beyonce, is what I'm trying to say. Hold on a second. I would like to thank Beyonce for making her music. It's pretty good. Oh, wait, no. I'm just very thankful for Beyonce, so yeah. She's not like Beyonce at all, where you have to be afraid of her. Vizzy Pop ain't shit. I'm not afraid of her. She can send her fan base to me, and I could just screenshot it, put it on fucking Canva, and then fucking laugh at it, basically have my mom print it out, and basically burn it. Because that's how useless, like I said, how useless your comments are to me. It only goes to show that you're willing to make Hazbin Hotel and defending it your only personality. And if you think that your only personality is a fucking fuck shit fandom that threatens people's lives, then you yourself need to be checked into a mental facility. Because Hazbin Hotel was never good. And the reason why it was only peak in the pilot episode is because it wasn't written by Vizzy Pop. The only reason why half the people revere a pilot episode of not being written by Vizzy Pop is because she had a ghostwriter write it for her. She stole the ideas, maybe for someone else, because it doesn't seem like something genuinely Vizzy Pop would write. Many episodes that were written by Vizzy Pop doesn't even seem to have the same level of humor as, the reason why she's writing so much sex jokes, swear words, is because the person who wrote the pilot basically laid out the idea for the pilot is no longer working for her, because she did something to them and they had to leave. Essentially, because the people who she relies heavily on to make things for her, essentially mooching off them, realize that they're being used, they leave, and now she has to do the work for herself. Aw, what's wrong? You have to find your own, you have to pull your own weight? Well, that's karma's a bitch, ain't it? Because it's really hard to write. I know, it's hard to write. It's hard to write because you can't just keep your fucking hands up for 1 minute just to write a simple script. Been writing for almost 10 years now. I know, it's hard. It's hard. You can't do it. I know I sound very condescending, but this is how it is. This is how the real world works. You don't get people to do shit for you. You do it yourself. Sure, I occasionally ask people to write art for me because I'm too busy to actually learn basic shapes and basic artworks because I have other things on my mind. Believe it or not, I'm a busy person. Sure, I spend most of my time online and sleep, but I actually have other things to do other than learn stuff. I'm not an artist. I'm a fucking writer. And if it push came to shove and if I ask people to help me with my writing, it's usually because I'm taking them on as an apprentice or at least a successor to my work. I don't go around and basically ask people to do the fucking math for me. I actually do it myself. And this is the problem Vizzy Pop has. She doesn't know how to write. And people still think that her writing, like, it has the same energy as, well, here's my first fan fiction and it's bad, but here it is. And showing a fucking piece of shit as your artwork. Because no matter what, I get it. You want to stroke someone's dick all day because they this is their first time. But Vizzy Pop's been in this rodeo for years, so she needs to actually get slammed very badly. Because if it's your first time, then you should go easy on them. Oh, here we go with the euphemisms. I'm sorry. I'm not really... the hot air in my room is starting to get to me. So if it's someone's first time writing something, you should go easy on them. But Vizzy Pop's been here for a while, and she should know that criticism, when it comes to territory, criticism is going to happen, regardless. And that's my fucking reasons why I hate stupid piece of shit Uh, whatever. I'm too angry. I want to go back to sleep and fix my arm issue. I want to write confession scene between Cell and Orion. See you.